Also, I guess a big highlight was Sanjay, Mr. MC1, putting together that party where all the VeVe folk got to come together. It was so cool. Oh, hey, DC, you made it up.
Hey, I finally worked it out. Thanks for the help.
What's up, Dan? Welcome to the crowd.
Are you having technical issues?
Yeah, geez. You wouldn't think I run a tech company.
You'd think.
No, great to be here. It was so much fun meeting you guys and everyone at the Comic-Con.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome, Dan. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so much fun. You guys throw a good party. I will just say that. Like, it didn't feel like you were running a booth. You were throwing a good party.
Yeah. Well, we also have Mr. MC1 to thank for that epic party we had.
Yeah,
100%.
So shout out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But that was such a good night.
So how was the?
I was just going to say
go ahead, bud.
That after the party, one of the hotel staff went up to someone as they were leaving and like, "Who are you guys? We've never had someone in here who's such a joyous crowd." And I'm like, "Oh, we're the cult of VeVe. Join us."
Did you stop and bust out the phone and show them the app?
I might have been stumbling a bit at that point, so I don't think I did. after David brought the 100 tequila shots.
Yeah.
How many of those did you consume yourself?
I probably shouldn't say that publicly.
Nice. Well, somebody had to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Whatever was left on the table, I probably scooped up.
That's pretty funny.
All right. So what was like one of your favorite parts of the weekend?
Oh, geez, that's going to be pretty tough, to be honest. I guess definitely just meeting everyone in person. Like, so many people are on here now, from you guys, Foster, Mr. MC, everyone. It was just, it was just so cool catching up with everybody in person. Because, the San Diego Comic-Con, all of the tickets were sold like 2 years ago. So a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to come to that event. But I'm also very excited for DCon in Anaheim. I think we're going to get a lot of the VeVe fam turn up there.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a blast. I cannot wait, and I'm excited for what you guys have to show there. Yeah,
there are going to be some exciting things. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised your highlight isn't your amazing video that you and Dave did in Times Square.
I jumped into Twitter yesterday and literally scrolling, all I saw was that video, and then I saw all of the breakdowns of like, oh my god, this is confirmed and that's confirmed.
Oh, the hand signals.
The hand signal means Dragon Ball Z. I was like, oh gosh, I love this.
I personally prefer my behind the scenes footage of all that much more because you miss some other gestures that were
we definitely look incredible. We look way more nerdy in your behind the scenes.
yeah. My video was like, do you want to post that? There was like a Titanic moment in there.
No.
There's all sorts of things happening.
It was great. I think I could feel David's ego swelling from over here in my house. No, he loves it. He sort of likes attention, from what I've gathered.
His cosplay story was pretty epic. He liked telling that the entire weekend.
Oh, which one was that?
He got a badge for like his.
Oh yes, his 30 cosplay one. Yeah, no,
he was sticking to that story. I heard that story told so many times, and I'm like, wow, you just got that thing nailed down, don't you?
He was very proud. It's a very proud moment.
Yeah. And also, I gotta say, your wife is great. Hanging out with her and getting to chat with her. The ambition she has for her swimming team are really cool. I'm really excited for her. I don't know if I'm giving spoilers away by saying that.
No, not at all. No, yeah, she's really cool, and she loved meeting everyone as well. And like I was telling the fans, this is F.A. Fendi.
F.A. Fendi,
yeah. First appearance.
Well,
she'll be coming to Anaheim.
You were showing some images of some cool physical collectibles that you guys are putting in your house. There was one in particular that I wanted you to describe here. It was the one that had all the pieces attached to it.
Oh, the round one?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what is
yeah, no.
that?
So it's yeah. Hang on, how do I describe this with words? So there was an art show here in Auckland, New Zealand. We went down there and we just saw this beautiful piece. It's in a massive circular black frame, and the back of it is all like black velvet. And then in the center of it is this sort of like big golden circle. And the golden circle is just made up of hundreds of pieces of jewelry because the artist, really, really nice lady, she's slightly autistic. So when she was younger, she always had this obsession with like collecting jewelry. And then it was only about a year ago, I think she got into actually becoming an artist. And then, yeah, she just built this beautiful, circular piece of artwork just made up of, oh gosh, I didn't know how many pieces of jewelry it would be. But the cool thing about it is that every time you look at it, you see something different in there. There's a little clock in there that's still ticking, and I'm really secretly hoping it stops at 4:20 when the battery runs out.
Fantastic.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. No significance to that number or anything. You heard it here,
No.
folks.
Yeah, no, it's a
That's
really
great.
nice piece, that one.
Yeah. Like what we try to do here with the VeVe Magic and I are trying to do is just kind of hang out and chill, so we don't feel like we have to talk necessarily just VeVe. I'd love to hear your nerdiest collectible item that you have. Like, this is the thing that maybe I don't show this to people.
Hey, I'm proud of all of my collectibles.
Okay, good.
My I mean, I wouldn't say I have things that are that nerdy. Like I'm definitely more into the pop kind of culture. So, let me just have a look around here. I've definitely got a lot of they're not really collectibles, but badges from all the cons we've been. And I think we were very lucky when we were at the San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel, like literally at the last minute, managed to get us tickets to the Hall H to see the Marvel premiere.
Oh,
So
so
that's
cool.
That's
like a
super
real,
awesome.
yeah, and it was right down the front. And in fact, they did when they were doing one of the movies, doing one of the movie trailers. I think it's with the one with Kang in it. The actor actually turned up in costume and was like walking through the crowd. And if you if you pause it at the right time, you can actually see David behind him with this giant smile on his face, like taking a photo.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
all his
he's
dreams
such a
come
fanboy.
true.
So cute.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm.
Uh,
How about you guys? What was your highlight for the uh, Comic Con?
Honestly, like, hanging out with all you guys was great. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like when you're interacting with companies as a fan, typically they treat you as a fan, which is like,
Mm.
thank you very much, and kind of, usher you along. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, that kind of stuff. But
Mm.
what I found really interesting is it's like the VeVe fam is very real, and it includes
Mm.
everyone. And you guys were very open arms to everybody. And
Mm.
I mean, like, everyone who came through the booth who was super excited. Um, it felt like it was like, oh no, you're welcome to come hang out with us. You're here. Let's
Yeah.
do this. I
Yeah.
think that was my highlight.
Mm. And
Yeah, that's
I don't think it's normal for most other companies to buy 100 tequila shots.
At least not unless they're at like Vegas sales conferences.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fair.
I like what you said about just like, yeah, the feeling and having that time, because so like when I'm at the event, I know you guys are super busy, so I feel like I don't want to take up that time, so I try to be like very quick, and like I wish I had taken more time with like Simone and like meeting
Mm.
some of the people, but I feel like as a respect I try to like just like okay, thank you for your time, and then I move on. But at the after parties, that's when like you actually get to connect with you guys more, or at least I feel more comfortable having that longer conversation and getting to know you
Mm.
guys personally more. And so I'm super grateful that you guys are able to show up to some of these after events and spend the time. And then in that atmosphere I don't feel rushed at all, because
Mm.
you're sort of off the clock chilling. So yeah, I think that's super special. And just getting to hang out with everybody. We were talking earlier that just you know, like Roth and I are being able, like, we've formed a friendship at actually meeting each other in person, and then having like the physical connection of meeting each other, and you know, it solidifies like the friendship and relationships that we have online. So getting to meet the people in person is it's just super special for me.
Yeah. There is something very, very special about the VeVe fam. Sometimes Dave and I are like, how did all this even happen? And where did this family come from?
Because you guys built something pretty cool, and we all like it.
Well, no, like I say, you know, it's not me and Dave. It's basically everybody in the community has done it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. Like I've always known like true collectors, people who just like they collect so many different things, and they're so passionate about it, and most, you know, some of the times I'm not in particular to what they have. But what I love is that because of that passion, like you just brought together all these very passionate people who all collect. And I think like they're all on the same level of just like, oh, we can all nerd out together. We all enjoy this stuff. People understand me.
I found my family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, one of the things that that was really cool about the meeting the VeVe fam at the booth was that there were so many people that came up and they were like, you know, I never used to collect before downloading VeVe, and now I'm obsessed. I collect all the VeVe digital, and then I've gone and brought all the physical. I've gone and started collecting comics, it's so
I'm
good
that person.
yeah. And it's so good because, you know, collecting it is such a fun thing to do, and it's great to be able to bring that sort of joy out in people.
You know, I have a question because we're talking about that. I got to hear a little bit about how you and David met, but what I can tell is like you guys definitely are like the yin and yang for each other and are very close friends. At what I know that it was initially that it was a working relationship. But when did you feel like you guys were like, okay, no, we're friends, we get this, we're in this together?
Probably for a long time, actually. I mean, I guess, yeah, it was about 25 years ago when Dave and I first met. He'd just opened his first collectible store here in New Zealand, and I just opened my first company, which was web design. And then, you know, we really just hit it off straight away because obviously I loved everything in his store. And in fact, if I remember correctly, I think when I invoiced him, I said, oh, I'll invoice you half, and then you can give me the rest in just store stock. So I went in there and I got like Gundams and Warhammer and all that kind of stuff. So it was from that point, you know, we kind of knew, like you say, you know, we had that connection because we both loved the same kind of things. And then just, yeah, over the years, just always caught up. And I mean, you know, there were times where, you know, maybe we wouldn't speak for a couple of years, and then we'd just get back in touch with each other. And we had a few other businesses along the lines. And then it was like 2016 or 17. We literally independently brought our own Bitcoin each at the same time. And I was like, oh, you know, I brought a Bitcoin the other day. And he's like, oh, I got one too. And that's when we just started sort of talking more about the crypto and blockchain space. And then 5 years later, lost a lot of hair, and here we are.
So it's funny that you say that because about the collecting and wanting the store credit and everything, because I feel like in your AMAs, I feel like David likes to take a lot of the credit for like having turned you on to collecting and made you a collector. So are you saying that this is maybe not the case and you've always sort of been a collector?
David, take credit? What? No way. Well, I mean, like there's levels of collecting, right? You've got the David level, which is borderline, issues, and then you've got my level. But since we got into this, I mean, I've been collecting like crazy. I mean, my house is full of bear bricks and statues and beautiful artwork. And thankfully, like Dave is like my dealer. You know, he's always getting cool stuff in, and he's like, "Hey Dan, I've got a good deal. You got to come and have a look at it." So yeah, I collect a lot now. In fact, my office is just kind of stacked with boxes and artworks. I need to get around to building a shelf behind my video in the AMA.
Yeah,
so it's
your
not just a
background's
boring a boring white wall. Yeah.
Yeah, we need you to be dropping hints in your background as well.
Exactly.
Well, I thought if I did it as well, that might be a bit too overwhelming. People will be like, ah.
No. People need something to break down. They need something to break down.
That's true.
Give us something to talk about for a few days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, David is the master of that. That's for sure.
Yeah. So when you, I mean, a lot of these collectibles are based off of IPs and that kind of stuff, movies, TV shows. Do you even get time nowadays to watch anything or enjoy any new stuff coming out?
Absolutely. I mean, my downtime is always just, I need to switch off my brain and I just blob and binge watch TV shows. So yeah, there's always a lot of cool stuff. And the great thing about VeVe is that, when we see something cool, I'm like, oh man, we need to approach those guys, see if we can get them on the platform.
Yeah. Humble brag.
Yeah. Hashtag humble.
What's the thing that you're really excited about right now on TV or in the theaters?
That is a good question. What did I watch just recently? Obviously, House of Dragons. No confirmation. Just putting that out there. Rings of Power. Also no confirmation. Which I actually, I was a bit skeptical going into it. Granted, I haven't seen the past few, the last few episodes. But I thought, considering it was, it was done by Amazon. It actually was kind of turned out all right in the end. I guess if you're a purist, like Tolkien fan, you probably hated it, but it was still kind of mildly entertaining. And then I watched another one called The Magicians. It was based off a book which I read years ago. That was pretty cool. And I can't remember what else. Basically, the last 2 weeks has just been solid Comic-Con and flying, and then catching up on everything.
Sure, yeah. I love that you said House of Dragons. I think that is, it's back to original season 1 Game of Thrones roots of great character development, great costume design, and storytelling, and the visual effects on those dragons are wow,
amazing,
really next level.
Yeah, so good to have them on the platform.
I don't think I'm a Tolkien purist, but I couldn't get into the show. Unfortunately, I think you can see every dollar that they spent on that show. I think it's beautiful. But I'm still not at a point where I care about any of the characters. I think there's too many people to follow. And you go back to Fellowship of the Ring, and of course there's, many parties. Like at first they're all one party and then they break up and you follow them the rest of the movie, but it's still a cohesive story that I can follow. Right now I'm kind of like, okay, what did this person do? And I got a recap from that episode so I can remember. And
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think it was episode 2 when the asteroid came down. That was almost my leaving point. I'm like, is this the same story? But I don't know if that gets explained in the last few, but I assume it does.
Yeah. Have you started watching Andor?
Yes, I have actually. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Talk about personally, the most visually compelling Star Wars TV show yet for me. It doesn't feel like sci-fi TV anymore. It definitely has that Rogue One approach, the original Gareth Edwards war film approach. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan.
No, it's so cool. I love that they're doing all of these like origin stories so you can go deeper into the universe. It's a very clever idea.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to be into this one when I first heard about it. I was like, I don't know if I care about Cassian and his origins, but then episode 1 completely proved me wrong.
They'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what about in the theaters? Do you go to the theaters? Like, what? I know a lot of people have transitioned into this, especially during COVID. Like, I don't know if I want to go to the theater and see a movie, if I can just watch it on HBO Max coming out 2 weeks later. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would I go to the movies occasionally, but most of the time I just stream at home. I'm just trying to think what the last movie I saw was. God, it wasn't that long ago. My brain is just too full of VeVe stuff.
I think my last one was Thor.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
that was cool. That was actually a random story. That was directed by the New Zealand director Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
And then I was actually out at a at a club last night, and guess who walks in the door? Taika Waititi. It's like,
Get
whoa,
out.
that's kind of weird. Yeah, but in New
That is
Zealand,
crazy.
we're very low key. Like there are a couple of people like, oh, yeah, good movie, bro. Well done. But
Yeah.
most New Zealanders are pretty low key, just sort of let him chill and have a good time. But yeah, it is random, because he's such a big celebrity overseas.
Did
But
you talk
David
to
and
him
I,
at all or no?
no, I didn't. I thought I'd just leave him to it. He probably gets so many people coming up to him all the time. But
Yeah.
Dave and I were very lucky. Marvel actually scored us tickets to the Thor premiere in LA, and that was like a epic event. Just red carpet, just the whole shebang. Got to, I think I was about like 5 meters or 10 meters. I'm not sure what that is in feet. Sorry for the
Yeah.
Americans on the call.
No, it's all good.
From all the actors, and Fendi's like my wife. She's like, you better come back with a photo of Chris Hemsworth's muscles. So I did my best.
Did you?
Of course. I've got to be a good husband.
Please tell me you asked him to touch his muscles.
That would have been getting on the slightly creepy side. Just ever so slightly.
That's funny.
But to be honest, it is something that I can imagine David doing.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, David, welcome to the space.
Yeah, sorry, I had to be on a executive call. But it went very, very well. Amazing. So Dan, you were at the club. I was looking for you last night. I was waiting for you on a Zoom call.
Were you?
Just kidding.
I was like, oh, please. I'm like, no way. It was like 1 a.m. I'm not on Zoom calls at that time.
No, all good. Yeah. How was it? Everyone here? What's
Everything's
happening here today? We've got happy
Just
hours.
shooting the shit,
Yeah.
Happy
It
hours
is
are the best hours.
Guys, what is it, like 12:30 your time right now?
Yep. So not quite happy hour yet. But it is
but it's Saturday, isn't
an
it?
exception, yeah.
It is 5 somewhere, so you might
Yeah.
as well.
Saturdays
What
are made
is-
for day drinking, I feel.
Technically, it's my happy hour. I start my work at, I think I was up at 5 a.m. this morning. So
Yeah.
I'm still
You've
going.
already done your full day.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, today's going to be a big day.
Yeah.
Lots
So
of days.
Every day.
okay, so for your happy hours, like guys, when you guys go out, what's your drink of choice?
I always drink the same thing, which is whiskey and Diet Coke, which is
Oh my God.
much to Dave's disgust, because Dave is a
I can
whiskey
hear it.
connoisseur. So whenever I go around to his house, and ask for a whiskey Coke, I normally bring my own whiskey, which is like some just low level, because I can't take David's beautiful whiskeys and mix them with Coke. It just doesn't seem right.
Dan
Yeah.
drinks for value for buck.
Yeah, I'm just there for the alcohol content, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
It's
about you,
good.
David? What's your drink of choice?
Number one, I don't drink heavily, but my drink of choice, I either have a glass of red wine or some whiskey, really fine whiskeys. Yeah, I do enjoy the tasting of it for some reason.
What's your red wine?
It knocks me off. Red wine, I was quite lucky. I think some of the restaurant we went in New York, we had the Italian, we had a couple bottle from Napa Valley. So anything light and Pinot, it's what my favorite. Oh, I did, however, grab a bottle of Game of Thrones in the liquor store.
Did you get one or two? I can't remember.
I got one because I knew I'm gonna have problem with the bag space coming back. Yeah.
And will you
Normally I
actually
try
drink?
to get two.
Will you actually drink that, or you'll just keep that as
No,
as part of the
that's
collection?
just gonna be kept as a part of a collection forever.
Is that
You
the
made
blue
sure
and
to
white
get it
one,
signed
David?
by the
I
winemaker.
tell you when we will drink it. I would drink it when we get Game of Thrones onto VeVe.
I would join you for that.
Yeah, that day. It might come soon. I mean, it's a 2022 finish, but by that time, it could be like 20 years. Yeah, it'd be drinkable still.
Yeah.
If you guys have not made it out here, when you come to California, and if you are staying a little longer, come up to Northern California. We'll take you around. We'll go to Napa.
Yes.
We'll do the wine tasting tour.
You got to go to Camus. Have you guys had Camus?
Yeah.
Because that's like, Camus is like the Napa Valley
I
premium
might
wine.
take you up for it though. I'm serious.
Yeah,
I'm one
absolutely.
of those
Camus is amazing.
crazy guy. Yeah. Are you guys in San Francisco part?
I'm close to San Francisco. I believe VeVe Magic's in LA, but I'm sure we can all arrange something. My girlfriend's a big wine person. She's a member at a lot of the places in Napa. So she's like, I'm not a wine connoisseur by any means. I love wine, but like she has to tell me what to drink. She's like, no, we're going here because I love this wine. You know,
something else you and I have in common. I love wine. It's all good.
And we're very lucky. New Zealand's almost like a wine, country as well.
Paradise.
We have great Sauvignon Blanc.
Really?
And Marlborough down south we have beautiful Pinot.
They're quite renowned globally, aren't they, Dave?
Yeah, we are.
New Zealand wines.
Yeah, but it does taste quite different. Our wine's called the New World wine. It's a bit lighter because the vines are not so old, and rich in soil. But overall, New Zealand have a very nice, clean image in wine industry anyway.
So there's like a pure wine country, big wine country out there.
It
is. Like all the wineries are right next to each other. It looks a lot like a Napa Valley situation.
New Zealand's so small that everything is next to each other.
Yeah.
There is like just off the coast where we live here in Auckland. There's an island called Waiheke, and that's like famous for wines. And what is there, Dave? There's about 5 wineries out there.
No, much more.
Right. Yeah, they're all very well. Yeah, they're all very, very well known. So it's a very common thing over here. Get the ferry over to Waiheke Island and go on the wine tour, and then come back really drunk.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's a wine train that they do here in Napa that we can all hop on, and they stop along the way at several places.
That when I was there. That was
I have never done it personally. I have needed an excuse to do it. But that's something that I've always wanted to try. And they stop at a lot of the big wineries, and then we just get off and we go do our own thing. By that time, though, I might be in Dan's shoes and just stumbling.
You think they'll let me bring along my whiskey and Coke? Because I'm not actually a wine drinker, but I'd like to join you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But sorry, Diet Coke.
You could smuggle.
Diet Coke, yeah, exactly.
I think Diet Coke might get you kicked off the train.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're health conscious up there. They don't like the added chemicals.
Right. Well, yeah, because the sugar's way better for you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what my gut's starting to tell me, anyways. David, we just asked Dan about, do you have time to enjoy new IPs, TV, and movies? Because most of our collectibles are from existing ones. Is there anything that you are watching or enjoying at this moment?
I need to be very honest. I watch all the old retro stuff. I'm really into the old stuff. I mean, I just after Armageddon, this Comic-Con, I bought a lot of old comics to read, but it's going back to like the 1940s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the old stuff. I heard that Black Adam DC film got a really high, good review. I'm not sure about the rating; it's probably not out, but yeah, seems like it's going to save DC EU. It was the headline in many of the papers, so I'm looking forward to watch that. But in regards to the TV series, honestly, I just don't even have any time. On my spare time, I go through the comic. I'm actually reading through which comic I just picked out. I went to Uptown Comic. I bought Action Comic #1. I bought a Superman #1 to read. Amazing Spider-Man #1. These are the reprints, by the way.
Yeah.
And someone, I managed to score a copy of the Tiny Comics. This is like before Marvel existed, the Human Torch. So this is like 1931, and I managed to get a quarterly issue. So that's going to go through, and that's all these classic stuff is what I really like, and I like some of these really old OG artworks.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's with that. I did, however, I did on the plane flying back. But by the way, Dan, the United didn't have many movies on. So I think,
Dave, do you want to tell them why you had to fly United?
no, please don't. No,
Okay.
we can't talk about that.
All right, we'll save that for the private space.
Yeah, I did watch Wonder Woman. I think it was 1984. I missed that one. Yeah, so.
Well, that's a long movie. That took a good chunk of time, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the actress.
Yeah.
Gail, she's
Gail
lovely. Yeah, she's amazing.
I saw her at Disneyland once.
Oh, really?
Is she really tall? Is she like? Does she look like Wonder Woman?
Person. I'm taller than her, but she's probably she's tall. She's probably 5'8", 5'9".
Well, Dave, everyone's taller than you and me.
Yeah, but I just always envision she will be like
she's
a giant.
Tall,
yeah.
She's an Amazonian princess.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So what other stuff I'm going through? So I'm reading the Turtle comics.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's because I caught up with Kevin Eastman at Comic-Con.
Nice.
So I decided to bring that out. What else have I got?
You'll make Sean O'Hare from Comics and Crypto very happy. He loves the Ninja Turtle comics.
Oh, I love it. Dan has issue #1 signed by him, and I got a couple issue number one of the later issue, but he's drawn on the cover and signed. And
wow.
Yeah. And I'm going back to read Batman Dark Knight Return #1. That came out. It's the old classic cover that was done by Frank Miller, and so I'm reading that next when I get time. And I'm also reading some Green Lantern stuff. I mean, it just happens as to be DC here, by the way, but I'm not talking anything. Anything.
Disclaimer alert! Disclaimer!
It actually just happened to be all DC things.
Yeah,
we know what you're like.
Say the space is recorded.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, just happened to be DC this month for me on reading. That's all.
Gotcha.
And a couple Marvels. The Human Torch is definitely Marvel.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Did you see the new comics they're bringing out of what is the word? It's their Marvel comics, but they're with like Mickey Mouse, but it's like What If comics. Have you seen that headline? It's like the 100th year.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So we got given. Well, I got given them Dan's copies at my place. So
serious?
right now, it's still mine. We got given a copy of each of the first appearance of Mickey Mouse with Spider-Man. So it's beautiful. Dan, I can't find your copy. I think it's already in my collection.
I've heard that before.
But the cover's amazing, and we should bring it up in the AMA. It's basically Spider-Man went to Disney's place, giving him a cake because he's celebrating 100 year. And Mickey went to Mickey went to Spidey's house and give him a 60-year cake. So it's like a crossover. And it's great. First appearance of Spider and Mickey characters from Disney in comic cover.
So you've read through them?
And we got them signed.
Dave, I hope you didn't read through my one. I hope you read through your one. I don't want any fingerprints on it.
No, I didn't read it. I haven't read through those yet.
You did the Cliff Notes version? You just got the storyline, but didn't read through them?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I don't.
Wow.
I don't really dare even let any air go into the comic. So,
Yeah,
the
I'm
covers
definitely going
are
to be going and
prestige.
getting those ones. I guess they're releasing one a month for the whole year of 2023, and I'm gonna have to find a comic shop near me and go get those because they're amazing. And it's the 100th year celebration. Like I think this is going to be a
Oh,
kind of a big
okay.
deal.
Yeah.
So okay. So the cover that we got from as a gift is it's an ultra rare or secret rare.
Oh, like a
Oh my
variant.
God,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's on.
amazing.
There's only a handful of them. Yeah, but I mean the Marvels. We had a great time. I mean, I was telling. I can't remember who I was talking to the other day. We've done a lot of things, and there was only one thing I didn't get to do. There's only one, and that was to meet up with Peach Momoko.
Oh,
Peach
yes.
did a cover for us, and I was very very upset because I was actually downstairs having a meeting with Frank Miller, and I couldn't leave the legend and go. Listen, I'm gonna go check out this other young artist. So I have to be very polite. I've seen Dan a real fast message. I say you have to recall when you go upstage and get. When Peach signs a comic, you need to record
Oh,
it
he
for
was
me
first in
because
line. I remember that.
yeah. So Dan
Yeah.
did that. So he managed to score me a couple comic signed by her, and it was one of those things on my bucket list that I wanted to take a photo with her, and
Oh,
I had no chance. And she was very, very hard to get hold of, and she doesn't really take photos. And then I think then remember that night we went to
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
restaurant.
We
We
went
went to
out
a restaurant,
with
Simone
Simone.
from Toki Doki, because we got a few cool stuff
Oh, yeah.
we're working on. Um, and halfway through the dinner, and I'm already like, I think we went through the second bottle of wine, and I'm like red shit face. My face is shit face.
Yep.
And then walk in Adi, from who also did a cover for us.
Adi
Oh,
Gravnov.
yeah, did he do a cover? No,
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I take it back. He did the Ultraman cover artwork.
that's right. Yeah, the artwork. Yeah.
And Adi walks in, and I say, "Hey, Adi." He goes, "Hey, Dave." And I told Adi, I say, "Oh my God, I should have come earlier because you're next to Peach, and I would have got thing." And he's like looking at me funny, and because Peach was just standing behind me, and she was just behind,
Yeah.
and then I got a shock, and yeah,
Of
I
all the
turned to a
restaurants in
fan.
New York, they walked into our one. That was
wow.
yeah. It was
What a
fate.
cool story.
Yeah, so
So
that was amazing, and Simone speak Japanese, and they were talking in Japanese, and I'm just like waiting in line for my photo.
Dave's just standing there like a fanboy.
Yeah, that was highlight of my trip, to be honest. To end the evening, everything got ticked off my list.
Oh, that's
That's
great.
amazing. Very cool story. And it's like such
Yeah.
a quintessential New York story. Like for a city that is so big,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff happens
Mm.
all the time where you just bump into somebody and you don't expect it. So that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. Did Dan have any good story to tell?
Well, most of my stories are R-rated, Dave. So and this is recorded.
Yeah. We'll save that for offline in Anaheim.
Yeah.
I was saying that I prefer my version of your guys' video to the version that you posted, that my behind the scenes.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
It's so good.
The video on the Instagram looks amazing, but the making of it looks terrible. Oh my God.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, Dave, that VeVe Magic's video of us is definitely way more nerdy. Us standing there doing our poses.
Oh my God. I hope
That's all the trick of
video never
cinematography,
surface.
guys. You had a good
Exactly.
shooter.
Yeah, I hope they never service anywhere or mint as an NFT.
Yeah.
Too late, Dave. That's gone viral.
It's viral.
Yeah, your video certainly went viral. People were living for it. It was it was cool to see how it turned out. It is so awesome. Like
it does look cool. Yeah,
I'm so happy you guys did that. And so and you were having like a full on negotiations. Did you end up getting a good deal on that video?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you know, David's nickname in the company is Chief Negotiator. He will always get a good deal.
Yeah, it was so funny though. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, no, we had a blast, I think. Yeah, it's been really fruitful trip for us.
Yeah.
We met a lot of the talents that work in VeVe with VeVe, and behind the scene. It was amazing.
And actually, you know, we were talking with Marvel earlier in the week, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you know, we saw the TIE Fighter video at the Marvel booth. It was so amazing. Like, how did you guys do that?" And we're like, "We can't give away our secrets."
Yeah.
So shout out to Metaverse Life. They loved it.
Oh, did they?
Awesome.
Yes.
I actually thought they were going to be like, well, you know, I don't know about having Star Wars in the Marvel booth, but they didn't. They really liked it.
Oh, good.
Super cool, dude.
And we can't. And that's another why we're so happy today. We signed 2 new contracts today with licensors, but we can't announce it yet because they are really,
You're such
really
a tease, Dave.
I know.
They're really amazing ones. One of them we've been working on it for like a year and a half, 2
Wow.
years. It just
they are big.
Yeah, they are. Both of them are extremely big. Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's not fair. I want more.
Both of them were inked about a few hours ago, so it was good.
Oh, nice. It's still drying. Ink's still drying.
Oh, totally. I mean, I've been up 5 in the morning, so it must be important.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, he's up at 5. Where are they in the world?
Yeah.
Clever.
I want to welcome Rhys to the stage. Hey, Rhys, what's going on? How's Hawaii?
Hello, fam. It is fantastic.
Hey.
I am on a public bus, so the service is kind of cutting in and out at the moment.
I was going to say, it sounded like you're like by the ocean.
I thought so too.
No, that's the hum of the engine.
That's great. That's great. How's it going out there in Hawaii? You enjoying some time yourself?
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I think he's lost in the. It's good. Rhys, we were just talking about things we like to, watch out, to like new stuff that's coming out. Is there anything that you've been watching or really enjoying lately? He might.
You're muted there, Rhys.
Oh, I think it's going to keep happening, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hang on. Right. let me try and get some headphones in.
Hey, Roth, there's something that I need to point out about today, too. If we have time.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, sorry, Roth. What was the question there, man?
Oh, yeah, I was just asking, like, is there anything that you're watching that's new coming out, TV or movies that, because all of these collectibles are based off of existing stuff, anything that's really entertaining that you're watching now?
No, not at the moment. I'm not. I'm honestly not a massive TV person these days. If I'm watching anything, it's usually crypto YouTube. And outside of that, I usually read more than anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Dave kind of hurt me because he says he doesn't watch anything new, so I know when my next movie comes out, he won't watch it.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
You can't say that. That's different. I'm one of those guys who binge watch it. I can't wait till next week on Wednesday. I'm one of those. I need to watch it all now. I have issues. As you guys probably know, I need to have it.
We all know that, Dave.
The first step is admitting.
Yeah, and that's normally one of my down weakness is that once I start something, I need to try to get it all finished.
The binge.
Classic
binge. Hey, fam, I got a jet. My bus has just pulled in, but lovely to see you all. Have a great conversation. I'll chat to you soon.
Hey, have fun, bud. We'll talk soon.
Later, dude.
I love Rhys. He's great.
That was so nice.
He's so cool. He's
Where
such a
is
nice
Rhys?
guy, eh?
Yeah.
He's in Hawaii.
He's in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
So lucky.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it was one of the first nights we all went out to this wonderful place that
that
Sherry
place is
Sharks
awesome.
actually like set us up with, and Rhys came out, and we got a chance to just like all hang out and nerd out and just have a great time. He's wonderful. You guys got a good person with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Everybody.
he's very chill.
Yeah.
And Rhys
So
is
what?
OG as well. He's been there from the from
First
way
day.
back in the day. Yeah.
Day 0.
Mm.
Day zero
Day zero.
for which part? Ecomi or VeVe?
Ecomi.
Gotcha.
Well, technically VeVe as well, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
technically they coexist in a way.
Mm.
We're running them, together.
Mm. Yeah, because Rhys used to write for my previous company, so that's how we and we met each other through a mutual friend, and then when we started doing ecomi and VeVe, Rhys was writing to crypto as well, so he started writing for us again.
Gotcha. Now, you had said you were a web designer back when you and David first met. Was that back in the days of Flash?
It actually was back in the days of Flash,
yes.
and it was handwritten HTML.
Oof.
No style sheets, nothing.
And remember then the database was an Excel sheet.
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
No
you'd
way.
always send stuff as an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, I would have to upload it to the admin.
That's right. Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, it was old school in '97. That was good fun then.
But hey, Dave, it was pretty cutting edge back then, to be honest.
It was
Having
very
that full
smart.
e-commerce platform. Yeah,
it worked what we wanted, because I what happened in the old day, you have retail shops, and when you sell something in the shop, you kind of need to update the website, and there's nothing that syncs like a point of sale. So Dan kind of created that, and we can export it in the CSV and then upload it, type of thing. Yeah, it was good.
Bless the old days.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That I think there's a website out there where I can go and look up old websites and see what like the original website looked like. Huh. I'm very curious what your original website looked like.
I personally thought it looked great.
It's amazing. It worked.
And Dave, I think you had it for like 10 or 12 years, didn't you?
A good, probably a decade for sure. It was good. It worked. I mean, if it wasn't broken, then we didn't change it. But things just and things just I should have been with technology a lot sooner. Possibly we could have built something even bigger.
Well, you've done all right now, Dave. So don't worry about it.
I always think if I didn't use BlackBerry as my primary phone years ago, and I had the first iPhone given to me, and then people go, "Oh, let's do an app or something," what I would be doing,
Yeah. VeVe Magic, I know you said you wanted to say something. Jump in.
Yeah, so I feel that we cannot have this space, especially with the two of you being here, and fail to acknowledge how special the day today is, because today is Todd's birthday. Birthday.
Oh,
2 years.
And
2 years.
It's a very, very, very special day for the community and for you guys. And so thank you for joining us again. And I mean, Todd was the first collectible I ever bought him from the store, and like many of us in this room. And he sort of set fire to, what you guys have become and are going to grow to. So we can't not acknowledge how special the day is today, and you guys being here to celebrate with us.
Yes, I have not forgotten today's Todd's birthday. So
that's good, Dave. Thanks for clarifying.
Well, I can't say who I spoke to before I jump on the call, but definitely there's some great news.
Oh, look at that tease once again.
Oh boy.
Once again.
People are going to be dissecting that one.
Yeah. I feel like Dave, you need to have a note that sits in front of you of things Dave can't say. And just...
I can hear Alex doing the face palm already.
Yeah. Oh wow. The world's gonna find out sooner or later.
Yeah. But it's been such a crazy wild ride over the past 2 years, and actually even crazy just thinking it has been 2 years. It just sort of seems like yesterday that we dropped Todd. Yeah.
Man, it's been 2 years.
Pretty.
It's crazy.
Mm.
Is there any drop that has come out that you guys like personally are most attached to?
Well, Todd was quite significant, right?
Right.
Yeah. But sorry, Dan, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I get asked that all the time. Like, what's your favorite collectible? But it's so hard because there's just so many and such a diverse range, from vehicles to superheroes to artworks. But for me personally, one of my favorite ones is the Simone Legno's Dragon Girl, the gold one. Yeah, it's just such a beautiful sculpture. Yeah, he did so good on that, and then also Todd is very, very special as well.
Yeah, I was just curious if there was like any particular one that had like more of a history to it, that was like, oh, this particular IP was so hard to get and we worked so hard for this particular thing, and so I have a little bit more attachment to that.
That sounds like all IPs, to be honest.
All IPs, all of them.
None of them are an easy ride. That's for sure.
Seriously, the two that we signed today is taken. One of them's taken, as I mentioned, year and a half to 2 years.
Right.
And going back and forward, it's about 30, 40, threads of different emails all have to happen.
Yeah. And we'll probably plenty of dinners and whining and dining and showing the future of what VeVe is going to be. I get it. Absolutely. Which we are all very, very excited by Anaheim and what is potentially going to be shown there.
Yeah, Anaheim's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. So I didn't know I was not meant to say that on the last Twitter space. I honestly didn't. And I think I got a message from Alex. He goes, "You're not meant to say anything." And I said, "Well, we discussed it." He goes, "Yeah, that was off camera."
We'd stopped recording by that point.
We have stopped recording by then. Yeah.
But what did you say, Dave?
I just say, if you want to talk about anything to do with Metaverse, Dan is in charge of running that operation.
Yeah, that's what
I have no idea what's going on. But
it's all his fault.
I was told that there could be a demo, should be up and running, a show and tell or experiment at Anaheim.
Pending Wi-Fi.
Yeah, pending on Wi-Fi.
That's a good point, actually. I'm glad you brought that up. I'll have to secure that.
Yeah, you know what happened with New York with Wi-Fi? Oh, it was just too many phones in one room, I think.
Yeah. Oh, as I shared to you guys, and we could talk offline. There's a guy I can connect you with to make sure you got your own thing.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a lot cheaper than trying to buy it from the space.
Yeah, do you want to send me the details?
Yeah, I'll email you, Dan.
Yeah, perfect. I think you introduced me to him, didn't you?
No, he wasn't there. He's a company that we've used for film sets and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be a good connection.
I just want to make sure I can see it. I'm selfishly introducing him.
Hey, it's a win-win for all of us.
Yeah,
it's fun. I mean, it's all about having fun and experiments. What you do with these collectibles. Yeah, but Dan knows it all. I pretty much only sees what he tells me.
Well, then that's for good reason, David.
Yeah, I have no access visibility on most of that stuff because I get excited and I want to share it with you all. I mean, that's what we are. We if you have a good product, you want to share it with the world. Yeah.
No, it is going to be cool. I am very, very excited to demo the VeVeverse. I think people are going to be quite excited.
So
Yeah.
is that what you guys are excited for most, do you think, going into Anaheim, or is there something specific, like, is that sort of your big ticket item that you're most looking forward to, you think?
Oh, to be honest, there's actually a few very cool things happening,
Nice.
Okay.
which we can't say, David.
Obviously, I get it.
I can say
We've already
I can
dropped one.
I can say one thing.
Uh-oh.
It's really about the gold and silver logo for me. I mean,
Yes.
that's my department.
Yes.
I'm in charge with that, right? So if I
Yes.
screw that up, you guys come see me. But if Anita does screw up, you see Dan.
No, you could just reach out to our friendly support person, Lucas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Bless him.
So
Yeah, we're very
we got a
excited for the
few
gold
things
and silver
happening.
logo. What's that, David?
Yeah, we might be running an after party. I'm not sure if it's been announced. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Yeah, it has.
it
Yeah,
has,
it
Yes.
right? So that's happening. There'd be special guests coming. We'll be doing some demo or preview at least if the TV will be running. We will be doing the gold and silver logo. That's basically my section. I'm going to be working in that full time
Yeah.
throughout the weekend because I'm sure there'd be a line of people.
Yeah.
And I do need to be honest. There's one merchandise might be first come first serve.
More than likely, yeah.
Very likely because I mean I can't take 400 of physical product to a show.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
how, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and this time around we
You
are
can
going to have a
fly
few.
me out to New Zealand, and I will hand carry all 400 products myself back.
Yeah. And it's been what started to be just something like a greet and me. You get a logo become this massive thing. And I told Dan, if you guys want to make it a big deal, I'm gonna make it a big deal about it.
Well, it was quite funny, Dave and I. When we came up with the idea, we just thought, it'd be cool just to have just to give something out that you could only get from us. And then because we didn't kind of go into this with the whole the plan of what it sort of evolved into, but then it just went so crazy that we would even have like people coming up to us asking for the card. They didn't even know what VeVe was, so they didn't have the app. And then we'd say no to them, and then they would send their child up, and they'd be like, "Oh, can I get a VeVe logo?" And I'm like, "You need to be over 18 to pass KYC. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for what you guys are about to show for that. I think that it is something that's going to be extremely valuable in the future for anybody who is a true collector in the space. Man, I want to spoil, but I can't. I can't pull a David.
Yeah, and the whole idea behind it is we do want people to stop buying and selling the VeVe logo. We want the true fans to hold it, so they have something to look forward to on these physical event and meetup. Because everyone will enjoy something as a gift. And we've seen it with physical company who does it. If if you're a member of something, when you come in, you're going to get this. Even in restaurants, you get a bottle of wine for free, or you get dessert. We just want to put the icing on top of this whole thing and making it celebration more than anything else.
Absolutely. So I unfortunately missed out on Decon last year in Anaheim, and everybody I talked to said they had the most amazing time. I actually happened to have swung into, I think there was like a karaoke bar one of the nights, or a bar that everybody spilled into, and I met Alex, and everybody was
that's cool.
fully enjoying their libations at that point.
Oh yes, I think that was after the beer garden.
Yeah. So when you guys are going to be involved with Decon this year, are you designing a whole new layout for your booth? How big of a spread do you guys have? I'm very curious because I know that you were kind of pigeonholed into this little, 12 by 12 area in Marble. Well, not pigeonholed. You had a 12 by 12 space because you were part of Marble. Where in this particular instance, you are the main event. How is this going to look?
Yeah, how big's the our space, Dave? It's pretty big from memory. It was like 30 meters by something.
No, I don't. I have no idea. We need
Yeah,
to check with Alex. I
yeah,
mean, we were just talking about it yesterday. I think we got a 3D rendering. We're just
yeah,
trying to position where we're going to put certain things.
yeah. Because we're going to have some pretty cool stuff in the in the booth this time round. But I think it'll be fairly similar to the setup we had at
London.
Decon UK. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger with a few more. We're definitely going to have more chairs because I think there were always at least 100 or 200 people in the booth in London.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Those bean bags were a lifesaver.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I do need an area just for the gold and silver logo, by the way.
Oh, fancy.
Do you want little
Yeah.
those little red ropes to
Yeah.
seal
So
yourself off?
how are we gonna do this?
You shall
We
not
got the
pass.
because we're doing the special merchandise which ties in with the NFT. There'd be a line there. I guess people can go over there first, and the gold and silver logo can redeem their product on the second day or something. I need to work it out
Yeah, we better have a
because
chat with Alex about that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I'll be there doing the redemption. So it's my duty, and looking forward to that.
Well, I have a video that I have to shoot your booth at some point, so I'm gonna have to offline with y'all because I want to involve the VeVe fam. So we'll chat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what's everyone doing this weekend anyway?
I am going to a restaurant with my girlfriend after this meeting that is up on the top of Mount Hamilton in San Jose, and it's like 45 minutes from the city, and it's the only thing that's up there.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And it looks over the entire valley. I have a very passionate upbringing from the valley, so I know a lot about its history and the transformation from agriculture in the 50s to annexing of the land and turning it into a city and forcing agriculture out. And it's crazy because you go up there and you can see it, and you can look all the way out to San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge, and that's 50 miles away.
Wow.
So it's very, very
beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Saturday we have an Oktoberfest in our local town, so we're gonna go. We're dressing up. I'm sure you guys will see photos.
You're on a Oktoberfest sort of rant.
Yes, absolutely. And Sunday, my girlfriend and I are going to a corn maze, a Halloween corn maze.
Nice.
Yeah, very excited. What about you, VeVe Magic?
Tonight is chill. I might get into. I've got a hot tub that I just
I'm jealous.
replenished. Yeah, it's amazing. Tomorrow I'm going to be. So I'm obsessed with all things Halloween. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing outdoor decor, putting up skeletons, cobwebs, things that will scare the pants off kids. And then Sunday I will be going to Disneyland because.
Nice.
So this is like my favorite time of year to go, but I've just been so busy with travel and everything that I've only been able to go like twice. And so this might be my last chance. I might go mid or late week next week, but then next Saturday I fly out to Florida and I'm going to be over in Disney World for a week. So
wow.
I had to get my last chance in for California this weekend. So that's my plans.
You are the ultimate Disney fan.
Ultimate. I really am. I really am.
Do you have more skeleton flamingos that you're putting out in front of your house?
Oh, I have lots of skeleton flamingos. I love my skeleton flamingos. I've got like 6 of them. They're amazing.
That's awesome. What about you guys?
Judgy.
No, I'm not judging. Okay, I only judge that you drink Fireball.
Flamingos are judgy. Shut up. The flamingos are judgy, not you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What about you guys? What do you guys got going on this weekend? Are you working through the weekend, or do you get to enjoy yourselves?
Yeah, always work. And plus, we're still playing quite a bit of catch up from coming back. But I will go out tonight and just catch up with some friends and have a whiskey, Diet Coke.
I got a weekend of catch up to do, and I just saw we releasing the Labyrinth of Nightmare.
Yes.
Jim Henson. Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's so
exciting.
cool.
You
So
made
cool.
me so excited.
Yeah, the characters look so good as well.
Yeah.
That was one of my childhood favorites.
Wow.
It was like a little bit creepy, but so kind of engaging. Yeah.
It's funny because my brother is he's 8 years older than me, and so like when I first watched it, I was really young, but he made me, like, he was like, "You're gonna watch this because what I want to watch." And so as a child, it was terrifying for me. But then I somehow like grew to also like love and adore it. So I mean, I own the movie on Amazon, and yeah, it's I feel like that's a cult classic, and it's such an interesting like angle from Jim Henson. It's, you know, it's not your typical Muppets, and a lot of people I feel in the app probably don't have like the appreciation understanding for like kind of how big of a cult classic that is. I mean, it's David Bowie being David Bowie. I mean, yeah, it's a cool movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, Labyrinth is beautiful.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good drop. I feel the pot. I think I saw it once. The statues, well, the collectibles, and they look amazing. It's probably once again one of our better ones. It's good.
Well,
and they'll be great in the showrooms too, with people, you know, all the Vaultaholics and stuff, everything they can do with these, because they're very different figures from other stuff that we have on the app so far. So it throws a new, you know, a new.
Have we shown which
I don't
figures
know.
we made?
No,
I don't think we have yet. Yeah, I was just going to say that, Dave.
Careful.
Yeah. I'm so bad. But I did see a Miles video of the see-through one.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
That was amazing.
That model just
That's
turned
what I
out
was going to
so
say.
beautiful.
Is that the Miles one? Honestly, like for me, has been one of the best textured and detailed models so far. I think specifically somebody was showing the secret rare in their room and was coming in really close to it and showing, and I was like, wow, okay, wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. Well, the plans for the future, I mean, you know, a lot of the technologies that we're building or working with now is to really make sure that we can, I mean, eventually we want to make sure everything is HD, you know, like really, really high-end assets. As phones and, you know, processing power evolves, we really want to make sure we keep up with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing I loved about that drop was, which is something we're going to start doing more and more now, is that, you know, there were 3 different characters in there, rather than just the different poses. So yeah, next year it's going to be great. Whenever we do sort of a blind box drop like that, they're more than likely going to be lots of different characters.
Yeah,
very cool.
It was fantastic. The only jealous part of not having the secret rare that I have, besides not having the secret rare, is that I also wanted to do a video with it. I was like, I don't have the secret rare. But I'm really appreciative of the creatives that have come out that have it and have been doing stuff with it. It's really cool.
But some of the stuff the VeVe fam put out, it's so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Labyrinth, Jim Henson, first off, so cool. Is the I don't know how much you can say, but is it a Jim Henson license that you're going through, or is it still, because Jim Henson's owned by Disney, right?
Yes.
No.
They're partnered though.
So how it works is there's few divisions on Jim Henson's work. He's the puppetry behind the master behind it all. And Jim worked on many other programs and TV show. I think Jim Henson, they also have that. Then was it what's it called? Federic Rock.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
That's an oldie.
Yeah.
That's an old one. And I think they worked on Kermit the Frog. You know, and I think that's possibly that could be possibly with something with tied in with Disney, or they jointly have some rights towards it.
There's a partnership though, because they're on Disney Plus for sure.
They're on Disney Plus, and they also they were at
they're
California
Hollywood
Adventure
Studios as well.
I mean, this is the first of the work that we wanted to test with the market before we bring more, the style nostalgia brands in. For me, it's really important. I think it's one of those brands that we announced about a year ago, and we just haven't find an opportunity or date to release it. So I'm really excited that finally, we some of these assets are coming in, and they're extremely high quality. Yeah, they're going to be very collectible because Jim Henson's or they don't license a lot of merchandise out there, as you probably know. I mean, apart from DVDs that they bring out anniversary with David Bowie estate, every now and then they bring out some collectible collabs of extended DVD coverage. But merchandise wise, is not many out there. There's few board games that I sell in my shop, and they're very hard to get hold of. You might have some parcels out there, a few posters, but to get this digital NFT collectible, it has been a very challenging exercise. We've been waiting it for a long time on this. So
Sure.
I hope our fans will enjoy it.
I'm sure they will. Absolutely. I have to just request that you please go after Jeff Smith's Bone comics. They're
I
like,
should have seen that one coming.
that graphic novel is what got me to want to do film when I was very young. And if you haven't read it, David, and you're reading comics, add this to your stack. It's not short, but the 1 volume edition I think is like 400 or 500 pages, and everybody I've ever given it to, they start reading it and they go, I don't know, it feels kind of like a child's story. And then my favorite story is I shared it to one of my best friends and colleagues, and he texted me at 3 a.m. and he's like, I'm 500 pages in, holy crap.
What's the name of it?
What's the name?
It's called Bone, Bone, and it's written by Jeff Smith.
I know Bone. Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it was. I think initially was being released in the back of like these Disney Adventure comics.
That's correct.
Yeah, and then they it is an incredible thing. It's been in development hell with Netflix and all these other production companies for about 20 years. So who knows where it's.
Okay, I'll try to pick up some of the graphic novel book
Bone comics
you mentioned
because of Sean O'Hara.
Yeah, fantastic. I will, for sure. Just put it on the reading list.
Yeah, you should. Sean O'Hare actually introduced me to graded comics, and those are the first comics I ever collected. I actually have them hanging across my wall right now, and still haven't hunted down the first print of the Bone #1. It was, I think, the last time I saw it was like a 9/6 grade sold for $10K. It's a
wow.
It's a very valuable comic.
Man,
so I hope you go get it.
Yeah, I will. Definitely.
So I know that you guys work just nonstop. Dan, you told me about how you unwind. You have to like unplug and you watch a few things. David, you talked about reading comics. Do you just have like a stack of comics next to your bed, or how does
how
does that work?
Dave's got a warehouse. He's got a warehouse of comics.
Yeah, I got a lot of collectibles, and I bring them out. I mean, I bought these new protectors. I'm trying to re-sleeve all the comics, and I'm going to put them into some chronicle order as how they first appear in date order as well.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be crazy. It's going to take me.
Sounds like you're going to nerd out.
Yeah. So I've been Googling. I didn't get to bed like one. I only had 3 or 4 hours because I was working out who came first in some of these appearance Yeah, so it's going to be amazing, once I put them in. I don't even know if it's what type of order I'm doing. I'm doing them and based on when they come out and their first appearance and their grading in the case as well, and then so on. And then I'm trying to re-sleeve them all at the same time, one at a time, and putting on the pile. So my living room's pretty much just got comics book everywhere.
I have this picture in my head of you just sitting on the ground with stacks of comics all around you. It's the middle of the night, and there's
he's
just
sitting
one
there
light
cross-legged.
Yeah.
Cross-legged like a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Reading his comics.
That's where he
Now,
does
do
his
you have your
meditation.
computer open next to you and you have an Excel spreadsheet and you have your own organization tool? You're like, okay, this one is first appearance, this one.
Yeah. So I did see a dealer had a special software. He uses mobile phone. He opens up this app. I don't know what app he used, and he takes a photo and he crops it in, and it takes that comic off his system. If anyone know what's the best way to keep your comic on a database, let me know, because I really need to adopt that. Yeah.
You should talk to Sean from Comics and Crypto, because I know he has a couple things that he uses to log all of his comics away, and has basically a whole inventory of everything he's got.
Yeah, so I probably need some help on that. And then after that, and then some of them are signed, some of them not signed. So I'm just going to be putting them in a correct order. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's awesome. I actually, you didn't share this story yet, and I really want to ask you to share it. But at Comic-Con, you had a very special signing at your booth. Somebody had gotten who had you and Dan sign. It was a cover of something you guys have released that was redone.
Yes.
I need you guys to share the story.
I will post it on the Instagram. This VeVe fan of ours had the Amazing Fantasy 15, the secret rare cover, redrawn as real one on a blank cover by the artist Alex. I forgot his last name.
Is it Alex Selbrick or something?
Yeah, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And on top of that, he wanted to get it graded, so he had it signed by Alex. He wanted myself and Dan to sign it. And he bought the CGC Authenticate, the guy who follows you around for the, witness, we call it. And I really hope he gets a 9.8 grade in that comic. It's stunning. The cover is flawless drawing. And we managed to go down and take a photo with the artist as well. So I'll share that. And on top of that,
awesome.
Just the amount of passion he went, because he would have had to organize this with the artist months ahead. It's not like you can just ring up these comic artists and expect them to draw for you on the spot. The coloring, everything was immaculate. It's beautiful. However, I did ask Alex to see if he's willing to sell the actual cover artwork. And he wanted, it's probably worth it. He wanted over 6 figures for it. I was hoping I could negotiate with him. He was so hard.
I feel like that's Sean's fault. I feel like Sean put that number in his head.
Yeah. It was so hard. And I did manage to buy one of his Sunday strip comic original, and I managed to get one with a few Spider-Man in it. I was quite happy just to own that without paying 6 figures for that.
And
I did go back. I did go back and just renegotiate with him, and it looks like he's not going to par with it for a long time, Dan.
I have faith in you, David.
And few of our other artists, even Creed, some of these VeVe Marvel cover artists that did the fairing for us, are just getting such a warm welcome from our fans, rocking up to them and say hello, taking photos, getting them to sign, the screens on the mobile and so on. Because
Yeah, Dave, who was the artist that I think he said he had to shut his or turn his messaging off on socials because he was getting like 500 messages a day.
Oh my
I
gosh.
won't name the name just in case. Some of them had to close their social media outlet because they would just get them bombarded about commission works. We were very lucky then. We managed to score quite a few of the cover artwork. But I
So
do have to
Dave and
say,
sorry,
I do have to just say one more thing. Our VeVe fans are fast.
Yeah, I was just going to tell that story too.
Yeah.
Dave and I went out looking for the for the VeVe exclusive comic covers that Marvel had organized. Some of these artists, and a lot of them were down in Artist Alley. Crees was one in particular, because for us, we want VeVe to own that original artwork. But literally, most of them had one left because they'd already been snapped up by VeVe fans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did their research.
They all know that David is going to spend a lot of money on them in the future.
Well, I have to buy. I have to buy them back. So,
Exactly.
please reach out to us if you have one of the cover variant.
We take donations as well.
We'll take donations. I will trade maybe something for it.
Yeah.
What we wanted to do was maybe one of the shows that we will hang up all these work in beautiful frames so people can enjoy what the physical, how the sketch, the ink, the black line looks like before they went to this full color treatment on it. So and we're happy to take it in as a loan. When we do the exhibition, I mean, our work does that, right? People, museum borrow them on a loan basis to tour these around. So they are very important to us.
Yeah. So another thing that we should definitely talk about is Alfred Kahn showing up to Comic-Con. That was a welcome surprise. Wow.
How cool is that? He's a New York local.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great talking to him. I had the pleasure of talking with him and was there, and I honestly, for a guy who is so experienced and has just such a wealth of knowledge, I had this unfortunately this like perception in my head that he was going to be not as amazing as he was, as chill as he was. He came out with like such great personality, nice. So welcoming, so warm, and it was awesome to meet a hero who had brought such great IPs to the United States for us to experience.
I was actually thinking when Al was at the booth, and all of the attendants at Comic-Con, they had no idea, that this is the guy that brought Pokemon to the world as we know it. He was sort of like
and he also licensed Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
and
right.
Super Mario Bros. Right. I mean, he invented Cabbage Patch dolls. Yeah, he's got a very illustrious career.
Yeah. Bringing these IP bring a lot of happiness to people for sure.
And
and speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, rest in peace, Kazuki, who just passed away, or who had passed away. Yeah,
passed away being a superhero.
I had no idea what had happened.
I thought he passed away a few months ago.
Yeah, he passed away July 4th, and we didn't really know the details of it until recently, when a military officer said he was out training and hit some people, and somebody was basically drowning in the ocean, and he ran in with the officer and rescued them. But unfortunately, the waves took him after he got them out. So, what a hero! Like, he brought not only this incredible IP, but like, I hope that like people remember him as the hero that he was in that moment.
And also there was another artist that I collect a lot of work from that passed away on his flight to, I think, from Europe to New York Comic Con. He felt a bit of pain. he felt a bit of pain before he boarded the flight, so they took him in, and he had an immediate heart surgery, and he passed away straight
Oh
away.
man.
Kim Jung-gi, uh,
Yeah.
amazing artist. He's one of the genius in illustration, pop artwork, basically everything, and yeah, just amazing artist. And there was like, his booth was basically had tables where people put messages on and lay flowers, so on.
Yeah,
It was
Oh, how
down in
lovely.
quite
Artist Alley.
touching.
Wow. Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his booth is normally full. Like, he will bring these massive lights, magnifying glasses. He does all these fine pen drawing, like very fine drawing, beautifully done. And he'll sit there and just sign books for people and do a few commissions, but very rarely. And he's one of those artists that you couldn't get anything pre-signed. Like some of the booth that you go to, the artist is not there, but he's pre-signed 500 of these prints or 50 you
Right.
could buy off. And he was always one of those artists will inscribe your name onto it, look at you, have a say, talk to you for a few seconds, whatever you have, and then yeah, it's an amazing guy. Yeah, so it was pity that we lost one of the greatest, artists. And yeah, we always at VeVe, we always a big pillar of our project is that art, and that's why this decon is going to be quite important to us. Balance
Sure.
the other spectrum. We
Yeah.
we really, yeah. And then I think you missed Mumbot came around to our booth as
Yeah,
well.
no, I saw your photo. I totally missed her.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Mm.
she came over, and yeah, she did a beautiful sketch for me, which I'll put it up tonight as well. She's amazing talent, super humble, but she's doing incredibly uh, great work. The merchandise that she's bringing out, just doing really, really well. So I'm looking forward to, one day we'll release some stuff in VeVe for her.
Absolutely. I know that you guys were. It's interesting because we would see you at the booth, and then you'd be like, "Hey, I got a meeting because I'm going to hunt down an artist that we're trying to get for VeVe." And I know that these trips, when I've been to other conferences, it's a work treat. Like I go and I meet with people, and I'm trying to like negotiate and that kind of stuff. And I never really thought about it as Comic-Con being something like that for other people at other vendors at Comic-Con. So it felt like for you guys that was a big work, not just showing the fans, but a work trip and meeting artists and trying to secure more IP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and catching up with a lot of the artists that that have already worked for us. Obviously, down here in New Zealand, we meet most of these people by Zoom. So it's really great to just meet them in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a really cool thing about the event, was seeing going downstairs, and I walked the floor with Sean because I don't know much about comics, and I mean, he pointed out I feel like half a dozen artists, and he's like, yep, they have this cover on VeVe and they have that cover on VeVe, and it was just shocking to me how many artists were down there that their works are on VeVe, and some of them knew it and some of them didn't, and it's like I got a digital signature on one of my comic books. And it was like, this girl was like, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And so, yeah, it was just really cool connecting the dots, but also like very surprising in a wonderful way to me to see that there were so many artists that are on VeVe that were just, in that artist alley down there.
Yeah. New York's great with it's one of the best artist alley in any show. And I think Decon's going to be amazing because you're going to get a totally different type of vibe of artists going to Decon. You're going to have the OG guys like, artwork like Frank Jose, Gary Baseman, Ron English will be making an appearance there. All these pop art, contemporary artists, mixed media. So it's all very creative stuff. You're going from one very licensed branded superhero to another very creative. I mean, VeVe is just we're trying to bring this fandom together, and a lot of the artists do collabs now. I mean, we're talking to Simone. They've done collabs with Marvel and past and merchandising, and Dan, that toy that you bought, what was that artist name that had the that Iron Man or Batman you bought, that toy at the final?
Urban Aztec.
Yeah, he's like a South American, maybe Mexican artist who does these beautiful, basically a makeover.
He takes IP like Batman or Iron Man, and sort of redoes them in an Aztec style. Very similar. That there's
so cool.
There's like the samurai Darth Vader out there, so similar to that kind of thing. Yeah, really, really talented guy.
Yeah, so in Decon you're gonna see a lot more artists that are very creative with their hands. Once they get their hands on a craft knife, they will start chopping down wood or carve things or make it out all sorts of mediums, and move to sell there. I mean, one of our super oh man, yeah. Well, I can say. I mean, it's no harm.
I don't know. Alex
I knew something was coming.
Face palming right now.
Alex is there.
One of the head of creative that works at DC, who I really admire, Jim Fletcher. Dan, who's head up at DC. Over there in that camp, and he is actually an artist himself. He's done some beautiful drawing, and Jim Fletcher is going to have a booth at the show. He's going to come over and say hello to everyone, and that just really tells you, the talents you get in these decon. They are artists themselves, and they also draw for these large corporations. So we're really good to see their original work on their own free time, what they draw. I was very lucky, and then you've seen some of the work that Frank Miller did outside his contract, drawing comic covers. Some of the creation, Frank Miller created almost, well, I have to get expert advice on Elektra, right? We're getting so much debate over this figure we did in Marvel, so I have to go talk to the master from his own mouth. Yeah. And I managed to see some of his original work, how he came out with the concept. And Frank Miller was one of the original guy who also did the Wolverine. Came out. Daredevil's another big character. A massive one was when he redid the Batman The Dark Knight, and the metal, basically. That cover went for what, $2.4 million in the recent Heritage auction. So I was able to spend some time with these legends, creators around, and the work they've done before they start drawing comics is just amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see Artist Alley. My first real experience with Artist Alley was this New York Comic Con, and being able to go down and meet artists. And I will say, like, I went over to the crew that put together House of Slaughter, which is a really incredible series that Sean O'Hare from Comics Crypto introduced me to. And I met one of the artists on it. Her name was Sam Johns, and she was just so excited about what she was working on, and she pitched me on it, and she told me all the things that she had done and all this stuff. And then I was like, yeah, I'll buy the comics right now. She's great. And after I bought the comics, she's like, do you want me to sign it? And I was like, oh yeah, please sign it. And she got so excited that she only signed 2 of the 3. And I went over to Tinian, who was one of the lead story on it, and he signed them too. And then I came back to her and I was like, Sam. And she's like, Roth. I was like, Sam. She's like, Roth. I was like, you didn't sign this one. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just so excited for this series. And it was cool to get this personal interaction with these artists. I think that's one of the best parts about Artist Alley is like you're getting to meet the people that are creating this art, and sometimes you don't always appreciate it until you meet the person.
100%.
Yeah, they're normally behind the scenes. You know, you don't really get to know or interact with them, so it is such a good opportunity. And you know, the artwork that they do just brings so much joy to people.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I see Alex came on.
Yeah.
I think we should invite him up.
I invited him. I sent him an invite, and I gotta say, is he on his honeymoon right now?
Yeah, I'm like, is he honeymooning? We may not want to bother him.
Yeah.
No, I think he's just listening and what I'm talking about.
Silently taking notes.
He probably heard.
You're talking.
He heard that there was some rumors going out there.
He realizes a very important baseball game on right now. That's
why. Okay.
Tell us about it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Alex, well, you know, I had to come on, make sure you guys weren't getting crazy because I don't trust either one of you, especially when you're together.
We're mostly well.
I love it. Tell us any great stories.
Tell you any great stories? I hear all the great stories happened in New York.
Well, no. Tell us about your wedding. How was it?
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was amazing. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. It was intimate. Aww. It was fun. The food was delicious. It was a hell of a party.
Did it rain?
No, it didn't rain after all. Thank God. Yeah, in fact, it was beautiful. It turned out like better than I could have hoped for. Yeah.
So what did you guys do with the tent? Did you hit the or whatever you put up?
No, thankfully we were able to get out of it. So no, there was no tent, so we were all good.
Oh, great! I'm pleased to hear that.
What do you think about your cheers? That your mega cheers?
Yeah, it was amazing. I thought, wow, that's a hell of a lot of shots. I probably could have bought half of a mile secret rare with the amount of money spent on those shots.
Yeah. I had to negotiate that drink. I had to renegotiate.
Of course, you did.
Dan, you must tell everyone what the bar manager or the hotel guys told you.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. That as we were walking out, one of the bar staff said to somebody, like, you know, who are you guys? Like, they've never seen such a joyous group of people. And I was explaining earlier that, well, it's the cult of VeVe, you know, following our great leader.
Join us.
Cult of you is strong.
Or be left behind.
Yeah.
Well, you negotiated for more shots. You got the price down.
I mean, no. They bought me they. Oh man, the long story short was, I say, listen, I'll buy X amount of shots if it's this price, and then the guy probably didn't hear me, and he goes, yeah, sure. He nodded his head, but his manager came with the receipt, and the receipt was so big, like you could buy, you know, a few secret rares. I'm just going, well, hold on, that's not what I say. And then we had to negotiate, and it was windy on the top roof, and they were checking everyone out, and they don't want to lose the sale, but they don't have the glass, you know, they don't have
they didn't have enough.
And I have to negotiate, well, how are you going to pour the drink? But anyway, they came to the party. They said, listen, we'll bring you somewhere warm downstairs. We'll move everyone down. We'll do the same deal. It was just amazing. It actually ended up to be wonderful to see everyone. Ron had a great time, and there was something amazing. Ron was partying with us, and obviously before why we turned up a bit late, we had this beautiful dinner with Dr. Prophet, and Dr. Prophet, I can say he was in the Spider-Man mask. So no one know who he is.
What a wonderful
and then
human,
Ron
though.
came.
He's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy.
Ron finished drinking. I can't remember what time he left. Maybe 12:30, because he had to catch an hour and a half train. He doesn't live in central New York, so he had to go back home. So Ron came amazing. He came celebrate with us. And we only found out he caught the train when we went to see him. And he said, yeah, he had to leave a bit early because the last train's at quarter past one or something. Yeah, but great evening. Dan, you had a good time because I heard you didn't get back till 4 in the morning.
Well, that's my normal home time. You get up at 4, I come home at 4. Like like you mentioned, Ross, we're the yin yang.
Yeah.
No, it was great. We just went out to another bar somewhere, just with some of the other VeVe fam, and yeah, it was great. Just had some good times.
Yeah, fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah. So, Alex, any other gossips?
Well, you're the one spreading all the gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Why would I bring wedding gossip to you? Like,
well, we want to hear. I mean, the photos you sent through.
oh yeah, I did take a couple of photos with some collectibles.
Did you really
then,
at your
those
wedding?
are cool.
Yeah,
was
just kind
cool.
of. I tried to squeeze them in as much as I could get away with the better half. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I was trying to get the photographer to use my phone to position it. He just couldn't figure it out, so I had to have him stand in, and then I placed it, and then I said, okay, here, now hold the phone right here and take the picture. And it was, I don't know, pretty funny.
Your place you were at looks super cool though. Like you sent me a picture of like the bar. I think it was like the day or two before your wedding, and it looked super. I'm lacking the word, but
yeah. So, for anybody who's ever watched Chef's Table on Netflix, there's a Mexico City episode in which they talk about Chef Enrique Olvera in his restaurant Pujo in Mexico City. This place was his Oaxaca restaurant, and then there's this entire back area that's like a kind of a rustic open area that they kind of do like events and things like that. And it was beautiful space. It was it was kind of like gravel, but there was like trees, a couple of chickens running around, a couple of rabbits. And
there was
really
like a video
cool.
or something of a chicken. I'm like, that's super random, but very cool.
Yeah.
No, it looked really dope. He had like the art, like there's a picture of the bar, and it had like the arched with all the bottles inside it, and just like it looked really like just quintessential to the vibe you were going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it looked good.
Thanks.
So, Alex, where are you honeymooning
again,
at right now? Or are you still honeymooning?
No, I'm not. My honeymoon's gonna be sometime later. Basically, we just needed to be in Mexico for as long as we were to kind of finish the coordination of the damn thing, and then see our guests off who came all the way down. So no, honeymoon will be sometime later next year. Not during an event this time, so I don't have to FOMO. But yeah, we're planning on something else.
You were missed.
Yeah,
we didn't mean to make you FOMO, bud. We really wanted you there. It was, yeah. We're not going to say it wasn't a good time because it was, but it'll be a better time because you're there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, we got decon in about a month, so we'll be good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just a heads up, we'll be bringing the space to a close pretty soon. But if there's anything you guys want to talk about before we jump off, not leaked. Yeah, anything you want to say before we jump off?
I mean, a lot of I think we're going to be filming or recording our AMA for September in a fortnight, so we'll do a nice recap for everyone there, and yeah, just really get ready for if you're not coming to Decon Anaheim, or you're thinking to come, but you're debating, should I go or not? You should be. You should be.
It's gonna be
no pressure.
No pressure. I mean, even our legal team is going to be coming over. It's that height. Even the legal team texts me and then go, oh man, I really need to feel the vibe, how it's going to go down there.
Wow.
I need to be in front of what customer. I want to listen to it. I want to feel it. So he's coming from from New Zealand. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you meet another member of VeVe on the event. So and I believe if we're doing the Disney trip, are we going as a group or is this confidential? Am I?
No.
Well, not anymore.
I mean, we
Not
put it out
anymore.
there. It was out on space.
It's semi.
It didn't come from the official VeVe handle, but any kind of space I've been in, I've said, but a number of us are going to Disneyland. So
Yeah.
and I was talking
it's a
to
public knowledge, right?
Yeah, no, it's actually a thing. Like I was actually talking to Jermaine Rogers today. Humble brag, but I was. He's like his tradition is that they also him and the artists also go to Disneyland on the Monday. So
cool.
we got a big happy
Great.
family going. Yeah,
Very excited.
Very
nice.
Yeah. So that's for me. Closing off. What about Dan?
For me, let's see. I guess just to reiterate how awesome it was being in New York Comic Con and with all the fans. Like I was saying earlier, not too many fans were able to make it to San Diego Comic Con, so it was really good to meet everyone. And I think the cool thing is that there's going to be more at DCon. So I hope DCon know that it's basically going to be like a VeVe Con in the end.
Wow.
There's going to be so many fans. Yeah, which is cool. But no, thanks for letting us come in and
thank you for coming in,
guys.
guys.
New Zealand.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, this is something that we kind of want to do semi-regularly, to just like hang out and shoot it and talk about anything. And I'm sure we'll probably do something after DCon Anaheim as well. And thank you guys, really appreciate your time. And Alex, enjoy your game. Not that I am hoping for negative results by any means. I'm an SF Giants fan. Alex and I will butt heads a little bit, only on that, I promise. Thank you guys, and everybody have a great weekend. It's been fun. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, guys.